Oh, you want me to ride the ZX-636? I do for you. Alrighty, let's pop this Kawasaki Super Sport Cherry. Wow, I feel like I'm on 300, but I'm just leaned over a little more. Let's hope it's a little faster than this 300. I feel like the dash is like really freaking tiny. Alrighty, 2013 ZX-636. The last time I rode one of these things, a 636, I didn't even ride it. I sat on one. And I sat on a buddy of mine's. He had a, Lord, I guess it was a 2006 636. And that thing was the lowest I've ever sat in a super sport bike. So I'm interested to see if this is the same, being that it's, you know, 7 years later. Same model 7 years later. I don't feel like, my initial feeling of this bike is I don't feel like it'll kill me. Like, it just doesn't have that I'm about to rocket into the outer space mentality or feeling. It kind of feels just like a chill little buddy. The bike does sit low, and I feel like I feel like I'm sitting at a desk because I have all this area right here. I do feel much lower. I feel much lower. I feel like I'm sitting in the engine, honestly, which is slightly close to the Gixxer that I rode. I rode a Gixxer 600, and I felt like I was kind of in the engine then. I really feel like that now. Ooh, we ain't getting behind that. Alright, now that I'm not going to choke to death. This bike just feels like it has, it somehow feels like it has less power than all the other bikes I've ridden. Let's see what the downshifting's like. That's pretty smooth. I mean, it's really smooth, honestly. Oh, it corners well. Let's make sure no cops are over here because I don't want to get a damn ticket on a test ride. A test ride ticket! Please don't go out on the road, dude. Alright. Oh, okay. You gotta just open it up a little bit. I mean, it feels real tame. Like, really tame. And I wouldn't expect that being a 636 because it hypothetically has more engine, but it's kind of a more... I don't even know how to describe this bike. A more like put together, like calm package. I definitely don't get that like super sport feel with this thing for some reason. I don't know if it's the tiny dash or the kind of interesting body position. It's nothing bad. As far as super sports go, I mean, it feels like it's flickable for sure. These newer bikes, man, they're starting to feel so good flick-wise. Yeah, that feels really good. It feels smooth in the, like, moving back and forth with it. I don't know, the power seems a little odd though. It's definitely, it seems like a mix. It's not a universal power band, but it's not really 600-ish, so it does kick in a little higher, but it doesn't kick in as high, but it has more mid-range power. So you're gonna feel something more powerful in the rev range down low for sure. Downshifting is real smooth though. It doesn't have that instant like, you get a more like kind of smooth progression to a smooth progression to it. I'm not really a fan of the sound, honestly. I think it could sound a hell of a lot better, but I mean, that's a stock exhaust, you know, you can't really expect too much. Yeah, it likes dipping over, that's for sure. I'm not a huge fan of the power delivery, honestly. My buddy who had a 636 loved it. I can't really say that here. I feel like I'm on a, you know, I've ridden a Ninja 300 before, and I feel like, I kind of feel like I'm on a Ninja 300, just like a slight bigger Ninja 300. It's light and everything, so that's good. But I don't know, I'm not really feeling this. Again, with Super Sports, I don't expect a good seat, but when I say a Super Sport has a bad seat, that's a bad seat for a Super Sport. This one definitely has a bad seat, so it's kind of so it's not as, it's smooth when you're going, but I was in second going about 35, and it kind of felt a little puttery. Probably just wants you to give it some. It likes leaning in though. Like when I start leaning in, the bike feels really comfortable kind of leaning in with me. So that's always a good sign for a bike that you want to take to the mountains or something. Oh wow, that felt great. I like that a lot. So the bike responds really well to leaning. We might need to race these guys. I saw those guys on the road a minute ago. Yeah, this bike leans in really well. I wonder if that's how with the seat position and everything, because it feels really good leaning. It feels better leaning than it does riding in a straight line. That's where I can kind of feel like where their heads were at as far as making this bike is kind of taking turns at speed. When you actually have to counter steer and whatnot, they actually feel really good. My hand kind of like, I just did a low speed turn, and my hand kind of rubbed up against that though, so that's kind of way farther out than it kind of needs to be. I think I just say kinda about 1,000 times. I also don't like these mirrors. Like, let's position them so they're actually worth a shit. Huh. Well, maybe let's click it. Oh, it clicks into place. Okay, well that sucks. I don't know. I like this bike and I don't like this bike. There's some stuff I like about it, some stuff I don't like about it. Let's get off and talk shit about it. Let's pop her into neutral. I like the gear indicator. I don't know why an N doesn't come up in the numbers area, but that's, you know, that's tiny shit. Alright, so a Kawasaki 636 ZX-6R. Got the, you know, Kawasaki green, of course. Dude, the bike even looks like a 300, which is a good thing for a 300 and is a bad thing for the 636. Yeah, I don't know. The tank looks like it got punched in the top by a table. So you got the stock exhaust. The stock exhaust doesn't look horrible. Definitely, if you want to get some grunt out of the bike, I would definitely upgrade the exhaust. But I like exhaust coming black, and I hate the chrome things. I like the taillight, the whole like angular stuff. I'm into the angular type look. The bike looks good from the back. I just don't like how far up these things are from like the rider view. Like, it looks like, I feel like these things should be right here or something. Obviously they can't be on the windscreen, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of the mirrors, but I mean, that's from a guy that took his mirrors off his R6. So, and I don't think they look bad on there. I don't know, this bike really feels like a big brother to a 600. I mean, a 300. Which, you know, makes sense with the Ninja 300 versus the Ninja 600. You'd think it's like, well, it's just twice as big. Chase, you're an idiot. But I don't know. I don't know if I can't tell if that's a good thing or not. Alright, so I was in power F mode. I'm gonna go to power L mode. Whatever that means. We'll find out, I guess. Oh, that's a lot of... Can I change the modes in the middle of riding? Is that a possibility? Even the big truck gonna take a little turn. Ah, he hit the tree. Let's see if we can change it. Oh, I can change the modes in the middle of riding. Okay. Alright, well, that's interesting. Okay. You're gonna take that in. Alright, we're gonna get this. Alright, so throttling on doesn't really change a lot. Huh. So the KTRC doesn't change, but the power definitely does. Oh, you have to give off the gas. Okay. Let's see if we can change the KTRC. Oh, that's not really notable. So oh my god, I can't even talk. It's not really a noticeable difference between the difference. You have to hold it in. There's KTRC3. Still don't feel much of a difference. I don't know, we'll go to 5. Or we'll go 5. I saw 5 on the dash. We'll go to that one. So cycling around the modes in 3rd gear, giving it gas, right a little below the rev range, doesn't really feel like a big difference. I'm not really 100% sure what those do, but regardless, the bike seems to give you power pretty evenly, pretty smoothly. Oh, that's not. I want neutral. I want the green one. Yeah, the green. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not too digging this one. I like the 300, and this is essentially what's happening. This is essentially just a bigger 300. So, I mean, if you're a big fan of the 300 and you just want more engine, then well, here you go. I'm not sure. I'm not digging it though. Sorry to say. My buddy loved his 636 back in the day, so I'm not sure. I don't like this flat little, I don't like this angle of the gas tank. I know it's like it's a dumb thing. It's like, who gives a shit if you don't like the gas tank angle? I mean, I guess it's good if you want to put a GoPro, like, suction cup, like right there, but I don't know. I'm not digging it, and I really hate the rearview mirrors. Like, screw those things. That being said, like, putting aesthetics aside, the bike is relatively, it's not like crazy, like, oh my god smooth, but like, it'll still twitch, you know. But as far as, like, if you're smooth with the throttle, it'll come on smooth, and it doesn't engine brake too hard, which is a good thing. Hard engine braking can get you in a little bit of trouble. It'll definitely go though. It'll definitely go. Yeah, oh, that's first. Oh, look at the Corvette. Hello, Corvette, how you do? Yeah, so not my favorite bike. It's not bad by any means. It's not my taste, I guess. Not a big fan of the looks. I mean, because the 300 I liked a lot, because it was a 300 that looked like a Super Sport. But this is a Super Sport that looks like a 300 now, so real smooth though. It's one of the smoother 600s I've ridden, so it'll be a good transition bike. A good transition bike into the 600 class. So yeah, if you're you won't get hit as hard with a learning curve on a 636 ZX-6R as you would something like a RR6 from Yamaha. I haven't rode a CBR 600, but I hear they're pretty smooth too. This is way more smoother than a Gixxer as well, though. A Gixxer has a pretty distinct power band where, like, you touch it and it really engages the power of the bike. I can definitely feel this a lot lower down than something like an R6, so That's definitely something to keep in mind when you're shopping for bikes and you're kind of looking at 636. You're looking at getting a lot more even power band, but a lot is gonna be up high. Like, it's not all gonna be universal. I promise you, the higher you get, the faster you're going. I don't see myself getting this bike. I see if you're oh shit. If you don't stall your bike. Even when I stalled the bike, it was just kind of like, oh, you've stalled me, I'm just gonna sit here. That's how smooth it is. If I stall my R6, my ass is gonna get like a blunt force trauma to my head from like so yeah, if you're in the mood for a really smooth 600, man, this is perfect. This is a really smooth bike. And you're still gonna get that like 600, I wanna get on the highway and do stupid shit. You're still gonna be able to do that, but like, I bet this would be a lot nicer to drive around town. But then it also has that flickability, so when you do take it to the mountains or take it to the canyons, you're still gonna have that ability to like flick around all over the place. It's not bad. It's not a bad bike at all. When I'm like, the negative stuff I'm saying about it is more or less aesthetic stuff. It's just stupid stuff like the mirrors. I don't like the dash. But I mean, everybody has their own opinion, so you might love the stuff. If you like the dash and the mirrors and you want a smooth bike, then this is it. Don't look any farther. You found it, go buy it. Oh, there's the bike squad. Let me like get out their way. A tricycle thing, that's awesome. But yeah, guys, this has been the CT first ride of the 2012 Kawasaki ZX-6R 636. Thanks to Mountain Motorsports. They're the guys that let me borrow the bikes, guys. If you want to see me on a specific bike, use the hashtag C2WFR and let me know what bike you want me to ride. Make sure to check out Mountain Motorsports on Facebook and their website and all that kind of stuff. Links, as always, will be in the description. I appreciate you watching the videos, and I will see you on the next one. I'm going to go hand this bike back in. Let's test the curve. I like testing this curve. I'm a fan of it. Oh wow, this bike feels really good. A lot of bikes I've been riding lately feel really good in that turn. Like, just, they feel super solid. And I love that. Like, that's that feeling that is really confidence inspiring. It makes you want to go ride it hard. So yeah, this is probably going to be a solid bike for somebody. I'm accustomed and a fan of the twitchy power band, where when I don't have anything until I hit 7. But I would definitely recommend something like this before I recommend an R6, because it's so much easier to ride. Let's see if I can quick shift or clutchless shift it. Yeah, that's not as smooth. I can clutchless shift my R6 smoother than I can with a clutch sometimes. Yeah, guys, grab you go. If you want a smooth 600, if you want a smooth 600, I present to you the Ninja ZX-6R 636. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video.